Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, and I can see here that in the past 30 minutes we have had quite a bit of buying volume coming into the treasuries. Curious. I kind of thought maybe we would see more downside, but they are moving up. What? 30s. Oh, yes, the ADP data. My bad. Let's see here. ADP non-farm employment change 27K versus 185K. What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you what? That is insane. Okay, well, good morning, Nicholas and Uzi and Wrong. Below expectations for real. This is definitely that is definitely a pre-recessionary number. I mean, that's the number for May, right? That's interesting. Yeah, it's like as soon as man, well, I'm like way too late for this, you know. Do we get numbers at 6:30? No, we don't. So I guess I could start messing with it. Well, anyways, first of all, I moved the screen and the camera and everything like that, so I hope that that looks okay for you guys. Come back over here. Oh, I should show the chart first. Yeah. Pretty big move up. Could we go and... Oh my gosh. So I'm already have the wrong... Well... Where was the block buy at? 08 half. Okay. My sound is messed up because I got this... this monitor has... Come on. There we go. Okay, 08 half goes offer. So 4K buy there. Wow, such a rally, says Lucas. Construction implosion. Oh, what is this? Why are they selling it at 7.5? Okay, 070 is the open, essentially. There was an iceberg at 07.5. I think, yes. Right there. So I'm looking here, construction was bad, so bad. Why construction so bad? With lower interest rates, people aren't buying houses, huh? I don't know if I have a good enough spot in line here. Nope. Should have done 07.5. Oh, we can try that. Looks like I'm missing the train, folks. Oh, man. Oops. Can't do that. Already have an outstanding limit order. Nope. Well, damn. I missed a really good trade there. I'm very upset. There's still room to run. That's not one that I see every day. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. Well, well, fuck. I was gonna click in there, and because they sold it through there 2 times, I was like, I've never seen that before. That makes me nervous. And then they just ran. Oh, did they run? Man. No, I was trying to get 7.5. Oh, oh well. Okay, it's okay. We still got some. Well, they're not. The high is 15 from earlier in the week. There was some stuff at 10.5. 10.5, right? Yeah, 10.5. Mm. Now it's going flat here at 12, which I find a little bit suspicious. And because that move was so crazy, I'm would like to see a more meaningful pullback, like maybe a revisiting of 10. Man, that was so crazy. I've only seen something comparable to that once. And that was not okay. That was When was that? I remember one time there was a stop run where it was a big stop run like that, and then you thought it was over, and then it went again. And I remember when it did that alligator and oh, who was it? Was either Mar or Keith grabbed it and caught such a great winner off of it, and I was like, wow, that's some real balls, guys, because yeah. So what I'm seeing right now is market making again. Yeah, sure enough, they push it down to 10. 10 goes offer. Some indication that that price is okay. They're just running away from me now. Okay. That's okay. But there's a little bit too much happening here at 10. I think the way that this is trading, that we could see higher. Um, but it's there's a lot of market making going on here, so it's really hard. It's going to be really hard for me to find a spot. See, my 10 did not hold. Okay. So that 5 year is getting a little wild. I can definitely feel the intensity right now. This feels like really intense. This is a wild market, guys. Canadian labor productivity spot 3 versus an estimated spot 4. 09.5 goes offer again. Okay. It goes Bitcoin. Although I'd say it's still zippering, but it's one step lower now. Equities appear to still be selling quite heavily. 5 year still not yet the breakout higher that I think we're going to need for this. That jobs miss was really bad. Mm, 09 goes offer a little too easily. I can definitely see when it ticks up the volume come in. The interest, rather. You see that? It holds a good bid when it ticks too. I think that the pressure is still to the upside, but like I said, there's a lot of market making going on here. It's going to be hard to hold a spot. China's State Planning Commission Vice Chairman says China-US trade friction has negative impact on foreign manufacturing firms in China. Okay. I'm shocked. Some of the headlines that come out of China are so weird. I guess they just want the negative words on the newswire. Even though it's not really news, it's not anything that we didn't know. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay, so now I'm almost in an 11 tick zipper signal, although this signal is at 09.5 and not 10. Yeah, that will make it 11. Okay. Finally, a tick. Good morning, IQ. And another tick. Still moving around a little bit too fluidly. He's making those ticks higher. It's clearing those prices with about 1,000, but then the next price isn't necessarily clearing out. Right. Hmm. Okay, this is now doing the gappy thing. So, like, my least favorite thing is when they start leaving gaps everywhere in the one range chart. I placed a short order at 050 and canceled it just on time. So, like, you were taking a short just into that news. Chicago Fed's Evan low inflation itself grounds to weigh more accommodation. Okay, that's positive news. Why are you moving down? After the news, they seem to stop at overnight highs. Oh man. GD Nomax. Hey, that's a new name. Welcome. How's it going? Damn, you got lucky, dude. I have to say, I don't know. Like I never fade the news. Almost never fade the news. I guess. Like if I'm gonna fade it, it's usually like 15 minutes after. Chicago Fed's Evan. He is looking for percentage GDP growth this year. What does that mean? Like they abbreviated it. They were typing too fast and they abbreviated it too much for me to understand what they meant. Okay. Yeah, I learned a lesson without losing money few. You guys make me nervous when you see things like that. What do you think about ETH and testnet? So I'm not too up on what's been going on over there. I can say I feel that cryptocurrencies are a little overbought here. I'm not surprised that they've been selling this week because it was way too high. And normally, when that happens, you tend to see a down move until the bottom. Um, right now, my calculations have a bottom somewhere around 2000, but those calculations are never completely accurate. But it just kind of gives you the kind of idea. So, if we got any kind of a pop, I would. If oh, hold, that was weird. My microphone kind of it sounded like it cut off. If I was still in right now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the way that my strategy works. If I happened to still be in right now, I would be looking to get out on the next pop. I wonder if algos queue these low volume spots. It seems when those areas are revisited, they like to fill. Yeah, I think they do. I think that they kind of waver around like that because that's how they make back the money that they lost when it slips on them. You know what I Because it's like nothing happens. until they've done that for a while and they've caught enough traders in the wrong spots to stop them out, you know? And then they go right up there and run highs, you know? Um, at the moment, though, I have to say, one, uh, the equities appear to have really slowed down. So I don't know if they're going to bust out the bottom here. There's a decent amount at 28, 11, 25. I can see something going on. It looks like there are some people buying it there. There are some sellers trying to sell into 11 and 10 and they're not getting through. So that looks like the spot where people are holding it. I also am seeing, okay, so there's an iceberg at 12 in the 10 year. It's holding a bid too. That could be really positive for us if it ticks up. Do you use MinerGate? I've never heard of that before. I've been mining, I'm really stupid, and I've been mining Garlic coin. Man, that really come back down fast. Well, damn. That sucked. That scared the hell out of me. Hmm. That was, so they did come down a little bit there because the E-mini had a little bit of a tick up. I think that's why they did that. They can't lift that. That's weird. Fine. That so sucks. There is a good bid at 10 though. Ethereum wallet for donation. I don't have, well, I do somewhere, but I don't have the address for it because I almost never use my Ethereum. Um, if you want to donate, the thing that I would recommend is if you go into the video description here, I have a link to a Patreon page, and I post my cryptocurrency valuation chart, which is how I determined that Bitcoin was a little bit overbought. So I make if you subscribe for $5, then you get to see that chart every day. And then the regular public gets to see that chart a week later. So you can go there now and you can look back, just scroll down until you get to like a week ago and see what was going on. And then you can kind of see if you think that the indicator has any edge or not. I think if you look at the chart, you'll very quickly see that there is some very, very serious edge. It is extremely good at picking highs and lows in Bitcoin. So that's what I would do. But I try and keep this so that, the way that I make money is from trading and not from donations or advertisements. So I appreciate the generosity though. And I'm really glad that you came in. Sorry if I'm not like super, super chatty about cryptocurrencies. Normally, I would go on a big rant on cryptocurrencies about how price is manipulated and they've bought way too much and this and that. But the treasury market is just so crazy right now. And I was so hyper focused on the move there that it was almost hard for me to speak. That was really uh, intense for me, especially when it came back. I'm so glad that I sold at 10.5. Oh my gosh. Some odd behavior for sure. I wonder how far back we're going to get. There was a big ice. There was the big order at 10, and that has ended up being a key area, but they're trading a lot at 09.5 now as well. We also got the zipper set up long. That one was kind of hard to. I'm having problems with McAfee being frozen. Considering a change, any suggestions? Oh yeah, get off McAfee. So use Nod 32. That's what it's called. What did they call them? I forget the name. ESET, ESET, Nod 32. Oh, they're so good. It uses a little bit more memory than some other virus checkers, but it is blazing fast. So it actually, your computer's actually faster. I actually went and tested this, and the algorithm uses less CPU. So it's great. They also have the best detection, and it's reasonably priced. So yeah, Nod 32 is definitely the best virus checker in my opinion. Now, okay, Chicago Fed's Evans says looking for 1.25% productivity growth ought to ensure that the Fed is not getting in the way of the economy. 33% chance of Fed cutting rates at upcoming June policy meeting. That seems a little low. I think that there's a very high probability that they cut at the next meeting. It's past that I'm become unsure. Now, another thing that I'm a little cautious about, I'm always looking like, okay, here's the number, here's the market action. What are some things that maybe they're wrong about? So one thing that I see is that really bad number was um, very much because of construction. I don't understand why construction would be so poor. It has been raining a lot over here in the West, so maybe it's a seasonal number, and because the season was so rainy, that's why the construction spending number is so bad. They're coming back to. Are they going to go back to the open at '07? That would really be something else if they visited that again. Yes. Uzi says he uses Nod 32 as well. There you go. They really are a good virus checker. Another thing I would recommend is the what is it? What do we call this? Malware bytes. You can buy the um, I mean, like it's a free program, and you can always use malware bytes to scan your computer, but it doesn't like automatically update itself and do scans and things like that. So buying the license for malware bytes is definitely worth it, and that'll catch a lot of things that the virus checkers don't. I used Avast for years. It was free and served me well. Yeah, I used Avast for a while, and I forget what the problem was that I had, but it did not like me. Okay. So there was an iceberg at, oh wait, half. Hmm. It's a little fishy here still. There was an iceberg at 08.5, but the market doesn't really seem to be reacting to it. That's different. I mean, they literally do nothing but trade and watch YouTube videos, not too terrified about getting a virus. Yeah. I used Kaspersky once. Yeah, I used to use the Vast, but then I started having problems with it for some reason. I also used Avira for a long time. But I think I stopped using Avira because I actually did catch something. And it was a new thing. And that was when I switched to not 32 because I looked at I was like, well, why didn't they catch it? And so I started looking at the stats. Well, shit, I can't buy 10. So, uh, this is weird. I think the larger picture suggests higher. There's those big offers. You see those two big offers right there? I think those are bullshit. Okay, well, it looks like I might have been able to get filled at 08.5. '09 is okay, I guess. Okay. They ticked up. All right, they have decided to hold it. Even is starting to come down a little bit. Simple philosophy, UPC for work, YouTube and social media, if applicable, download nothing. Yeah. You know what? I download music stuff for like to make music, and that can be dangerous. So I actually have it scan every night because I leave it on to mine, and so yeah, I let it scan overnight. Okay, so 10, pull a little bit. I want to see. I think they're going to take up at 10. 29.5, 29.7. Okay, so we're definitely at the top of this range. Okay, so the 5-year ticked up. Okay, 10-year ticked up. 10.5 did not pull. Yeah, don't click links ever in email. Okay, that time it pulled. Yeah, it's bullshit. Both of them pulled. 11 pulled too. But it did not hold 10. Now 9.5 is going weak. Oh, but they fought back there. $29.75 in the 5 years. Okay, now they beat it out. Ooh, they really beat it out that time. They're stacking at 30. But it pulled and they would tick down anyways. Why is the 10-year not more excited about that? Yeah, if you get an email saying your account has been compromised as a subject line or something like that, I'll go check it myself without. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hmm. That 10 is pulling in, they're not buying it. They should be higher in the 10-year given the holding 29 and 3/4 and the buy volume that we're seeing there. Um, yeah. As soon as I move it down, they tick it down. That's fucking bullshit. My stepdad recently got suckered into the tech support scam and managed to give his checking account and routing number to some dipshit in Alabama. What? Hmm. I get so many fraud calls on my phone these days. I gave my phone number to the Republican Party, and I'm pretty sure, there's been some nonsense going on in the local party about that. Like, there's this guy, and he was actually like the tech guy. Like, there's an elected position for that, and he was that position. And he took everybody's email addresses and used it to create a mailing list to send out propaganda with, essentially. And some of the emails that he sent were a little. I think I want to pull based on that stack at 29.5. Anyways, people were really, really mad. And now everybody is a little bit concerned about how the email gets used. Okay. So I think that 10 is going to be going to offer a little bit of resistance because there's probably a couple of people just like me that are like, we're just hoping that it get up there. But that stack at 9.5, I think was significant. Yeah, see, they take 10.5 very easily. And now there's not really a whole lot stacked at 11. I think that if they do decide to tick up again, and the 5-year seems to indicate that we will, I don't think that they're going to have a whole lot of trouble getting through these prices. I think that the liquidity here is fake. Hmm. Not just going. Also, the equities don't appear ready to fall out yet. Hmm. Market making. See, somebody did something at 9.5. They stacked it there. Now we get to 10.5, and it's just robots again. ZB working on a double booby distribution. Oh yes, good point. And that's maybe a reason to take it off at 10.5 because of the drop in the profile there. I mean, I want to see some volume at 11. Nobody's buying it. They don't appear quite primed for it either. You know, maybe if they got a good downtick in the E-mini, then maybe it would change. Okay, so somebody did sell and they took a hit. And they may need to back up. Okay. Oh, look. I got out at exactly the wrong time. That's fucking hilarious. Did you watch Catch Me If You Can? The actual guy DiCaprio played had a Google Talk some time ago advising people not to use debit cards, only credit. If there's fraud, the issuer bank will cover you. Oh, that's interesting thought. And then they come back down again. Well, if this is the way that they're going to be, I don't think I want to play. You know what? I made my 3 there. I could have made more for sure. But it makes me mad that they reached up there and then now they come back so quickly. Again, it's extremely unreliable tape. Now, the split side to that is that I think there's probably a good chance that that means that they're going to make another leg higher at some point. But I think that the market maker is going to like frantically screw everybody over first. So it's kind of hard to see where you would want to. Yeah. The waitress who jacked my number had a hard time trying to buy $500 worth of Home Depot cards with my empty checking account. That's interesting, dude. So I one time my bank, if there's any suspicious activity, they like immediately lock it. Because I had a card, I used a card at a club because oh my gosh, that one pissed me off. Um, like you get there and the bouncer says you have to pay cash for entrance fee, and there's an ATM over there, and I checked it, but I guess I did not see the what do they call it, the skimmer, and so they did it and they tried to buy stuff with it, and the bank immediately stopped it, which I thought was weird that they were able to catch it because it wasn't like they were trying to use that much. But I think that they were trying to use it in the wrong place or something. Anyways, I was a lot more careful after that. And it saved you because you used a credit card. That's interesting. Look, now they're back at '09. But there's another iceberg at '09. Hmm. The iceberg was at '08 half before, wasn't it? It looks like I was a little too late to catch that one. Hmm. See, ES, I think that this is going to be like if slash when ES decides to go down for another low, then we probably would get another real strong, wild move of volume in treasuries. But um, until then, it's probably going to range. And it looks like this '09 is still the bottom. I wonder if they potted up there, they pulled it because this guy still wants to get filled at '09. because there was definitely an iceberg there in the same spot. So it's like you got all these orders here, and the market maker will have like will have one at the bottom that is his iceberg. And that's like the lowest that he thinks it's going to get. And so he'll buy everything there if they let him. Um, so reaching that extreme and seeing the iceberg one tick higher, I think is significant. Credit union won't let us overdraft on debit cards, so if you have my number, you basically have to use it at the exact moment right before one of us does, or it'll just get declined. Wow. Well, at that point, why not just use cash? I think I'm getting close to the point where I feel like I can just do everything with cash. Hmm. Hmm. So this is one of those where it's like I shouldn't get filled. Yeah. Okay. So they pulled and I'm at the back of the line. That this could pop off at any moment, and there may well be a iceberg at '09, but that alone has me reason gives me reason to believe that there could be shenanigans here and that they could try and pick me off. Okay, so right there I would be getting filled. Let's see, the E-mini is moving up. China's central bank, everyone, please don't worry. As Zero Hedges comment on it. Hmm. I was thinking if I did get filled, maybe I would only take one. I need to see another 500 here to say that that would have worked, but Bernie Sandals, blah, Sandals. I just called him Bernie Sandals. That's from now on. I'm just going to call him Sandals. All right. Fed's Baynard says prepared to adjust policy to sustain expansion. Trade definitely a downside risk to the economy. Uh-huh. Okay, anyways, Bernie Sanders will be at Walmart's annual shareholder meeting in Arkansas on Wednesday to introduce a proposal which has no chance of passing to let one of the company's hourly workers have the seat on his board. I actually really like that idea. You know what? I actually really like that idea. activist investing, I am always down, even if it's complete bullshit that I don't agree with. But people need to get more involved in the board of companies, and having a politician as prominent as Bernie Sanders engaging in investor activism makes me very happy, even though, he's a socialist and all that stuff. But hey, maybe we'll get through to him yet. I don't know. Maybe I should have held it. Maybe I should have taken the fill at 09. I mean, I don't know. They might tick back down 09 half year again, but there was definitely not the interest to push it down. Although I'd say this again is like that time period where I tend not to do very well, right? So probably not the best spot to be trying to take a trade like that. Or if I did, we'll only want to take one or two off of it, right? Live Action says he's leaving early. Well, I hope you did good today. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, I find it all of this stuff about like cards. I mean, even if you get a credit card, like people can steal money from the credit card, right? And all of this stuff about skimming cards and stuff. You don't even necessarily have to have the card. You can because some of those chips have RFIDs, so you just have to be close enough to it. You remember they did that? Have you guys ever hear about that? MythBusters did an episode about that. What the myth was: people can steal your credit card information through RFID, and so they did the experiment, and it worked, and apparently what they found was quite appalling to them. And the credit card companies sued them so that they couldn't take the episode live. Now they're getting another iceberg at 09.5 again. But the E-mini is still moving up. I don't know if that's a good spot to take a long. Even though there is an iceberg there. It seems like this guy is buying, though. Anyways, they sued, and of course if they took it to court, I think that they would win, but that would be a lot of money that the Discovery Channel didn't want to spend, so they just never aired that episode. But he mentioned it in a Reddit AMA. Isn't that nuts? So what the organization does is leave the device that copies the credit card info at gas pumps and then pay the guy who works there according to how many cards were swept. Yes, exactly. And they put a device they'll put... The thing is that the thing to read a card is so small now. They can put it anywhere, and it can just be sitting on top of the regular one. That's why they call it a skimmer. Yeah, Bluetooth skimmers in the pumps. Yeah, exactly. So when you go to a pump or anything, before swiping the card, try and grab the reader. Try and rip it off, because if it's a skimmer, it's not gonna stay on there very well. See, now that 09 went offer, and I think that it went offer a little bit too easily. You can actually detect them by turning on your Bluetooth at the pump. Have you ever done that? And you'll just see a Bluetooth device on there? But how would you? It would just be a Bluetooth device. How would you know that it's a skimmer and not just somebody's, car? He says, yeah. That's what I should do for my research today, is look into how Bluetooth works, because when I'm driving around in my car, sometimes you'll get this, because I have Bluetooth in my car, and sometimes you get this bizarre thing that just kills the Bluetooth connection. It's like something is emitting radiation that disrupts the connection. And it's good. There's got to be something like some maybe it's a police scanner scrambler that somebody has or something like that. Yeah, if I had taken the fill at '09, assuming that I tried to leave it and see if it was going to go for more than a tick, I think I'd be really mad right now. Hmm. The Circle K by my house has an air pump that takes cards as well as cash, and guess what? It's on an unsecured Wi-Fi connection named after the air pump. What? You heard the guy who had a cell phone signal blocker or something like that use it while he was driving to stop people using their phones while driving and got sued because that could have avoid emergency calls. Oh, that's interesting. So I had another thought earlier. What was it that I was talking about? I wanted to segue into something else, and then I lost the segue. We're talking about fraud protection. I don't know. Anyways, well, I won't make a smooth transition, and I'll just go into it. Do you guys ever hear about this guy? He lived in Denver, and he owned like a body shop of some sort, and a company came in to buy the land around him for like a concrete factory. So this concrete factory was actually owned or invested in by members of the city council. So they wanted the land around his shop, and he did it. And the killdozer Uzi knows. But he did it, but he didn't really know what he was doing, and he didn't know the laws and the problems that are involved with that. So he sold it to them without any kind of conditions in there to protect himself and things like that. So the concrete company bought the land and then essentially landlocked him. So he couldn't there was no access to his shop anymore. Couldn't get into it. So this guy, because it was a body shop, basically went and accumulated armor and put it on his truck, and basically created this heavily armored bulldozer. And then he went in and he completely bulldozed down the concrete factory, because he had gone crazy by that point. It had completely destroyed his livelihood. But apparently he completely destroyed the livelihood of the concrete people. And like the cops tried to stop him, was shooting at the vehicle, but it was armored, and it was immune to small arms fire. And so he just went there, and a good portion of the town, really. Man, so he just went on a rampage for hours. And then I think that at one point the vehicle got stuck, and so then he killed himself inside the vehicle. And he also, like, he like welded himself in there too. I don't know exactly how he did it, but the way that it was described to me was that he welded himself in there. Like there was no way to get into the vehicle. It's crazy. The Killdozer is a meme at this point. I had never heard of that. It's just crazy. I can't believe that you'd have a person in a situation like that and you'd go to the city council and the city councilman wouldn't do anything about it. Like, that's just wow. It's just, anyways, that was interesting. How Donald Trump for years used the royal family to gin up publicity for his properties. From CNN. Yeah. Oh, so that brings up another thought that I had. So, true or false? China produces more carbon emissions than the United States. Do you know, as I thought, um, hold on here, are we going to get to '07? Hmm. Well, anyways, I was under the impression that China and India were producing so much carbon emissions that it almost didn't matter what the United States reduced at this point. But what I'm being told now is that the United States produces way more carbon than China. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out where, because certainly when you think something like that doesn't come from anywhere, and I hear that all the time in right wing circles, that it's like, why are we so concerned about the carbon emissions of the United States because it's China that's the problem? Is it that the emissions are increasing at such a rate in China that it doesn't matter how much the United States takes off? I don't know. It was surprising to me though. When I saw people argue that, and I have to research that later today. That was just like before I went to bed last night, I think. Hmm. That's really weird that we got back to the open price. You know what though? There was so much volume at 09.5. What's your guys on view on India? Expecting a cut tomorrow or a hold? That's interesting. That's an interesting question because that's not one that I ever pay attention to. Hmm. So right there, that was a fairly decent stack at 7.5. And then they start trading into it again and it almost completely pulls. And it's really close to the E-mini open, so I don't really want to touch it. Severe weather is possible. Thursday afternoon and evening, northern Utah is under a marginal risk in portions of Idaho. I hope it doesn't rain again this weekend because I really need to get my yard done. Good morning, Ace. Oh, you're in late. Is the school year being over messing with your schedule? And sure enough, they fail '07 and go to '06 half. It's so going to rain this weekend. So my dad was talking to me about it yesterday, and he said that um, there was going to rain that day, but that it was only like 40%. Yes, I see. I see here right now it's giving 20% chances from Thursday through Saturday. But it's going to be a lot colder on Saturday. It's going to be 64 instead of 80 tomorrow. Hmm. Ha ha ha. That's the fun of not having a trading room. I don't have to trade every day. I was wondering where you were yesterday because I was, oh, I don't remember what the deal was now. It was pretty wild yesterday. It was pretty, what we saw this morning with the ADP dude in Treasuries was one of the top 5 craziest events I've seen. And for us to now be trading at '06 is quite startling to me. They're actually kind of making it look like they might try and make a run for the VWAP now at '04. I just can't even. Okay, by the way, the 5-year open is at 26 half. So if the 5-year wants to retrace to the open, there's still a bit of room for them to go. I definitely though, if I see that '07 hold and the time is right, I still think I want to buy this. About oh, I haven't seen it. I don't have John's notes from today. Oh no. I really wonder here. So the E-mini is definitely a little high. Ace wants to go long at 28.19. Just too close to the open. The White House trade advisor Navarro says tariffs with Mexico may not have to go into effect. Thank you, Navarro. That's what I'm saying. You know, something that really made me mad yesterday um, was there's this story out that the Republicans may vote to block tariffs on Mexico. And I'm sitting here like, are you guys stupid? Like, first of all, politically speaking, um, going against the president like that is like a really, really bad idea. But then, second of all, the whole point here is for the tariff to not go into effect. The whole point is that he set a deadline that the tariff is going to go into effect, and Mexico has to scramble to make some changes in their policies to stop the flood of immigration coming through their country. Why would you come in and vote to stop the tariff when they haven't even given it time for them to negotiate over it? You know what I mean? Just kind of dumped me, and it makes me wonder, what is the mindset of a senator that is thinking that he needs to do that? You know what I mean? They seem to be responding to that news. I don't know if they are. I think that they seem to be moving down because the E-mini looks really positive. Um, you know, the um, the E-mini is higher than it was at the news, and so it's almost like they are ignoring the really, really bad jobs number. Okay. So on the open in the ES, I don't see a clear move in volume. It's very tepid, although it is up. They managed to pull ZN back to the VWAP for the open. Amazing, right? So to me, the VWAP and especially O3 would be a potential reversal area. But I think the way that this is going and everything, it's probably better to just let them do their thing here in the open. You can see there was a buy, now there's a sell. It's not really significant either way in volume. I think that they will resolve this pretty quickly though. Focus on expected rate cuts in the Fed put. Okay. Hmm. So a bit of iceberging at 04.5. And there's your 2 points. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to take. I didn't want to take it that close to the E-mini, but good catch. Reading research, most analysts expect a signal next meeting and one rate cut in July. A decent amount of volume trading here at 04.5. There appears to be some acceptance of the fact that we've come back down here. There is a number at the top of the hour. Oh, there's a number in 15 minutes and Clarida. How is that pronounced? Clarida. Anyways, he's speaking. And there's the final services and then the non-ISM. So probably we might not be, yeah. I think it's probably better for me to hold off. It's a little unusual, the thickness of those bids at 016. They're definitely turning here. Okay, I can take one now. Um, I'm a little concerned about whether the E-mini unit really actually has more downside in it. Ugh, I hate this. When I try and change something on my charts, it doesn't. Okay. So I need to see where the ZB was open from. Okay, they're well below the open in ZB. They actually traded. They're actually putting decent stacking below us as well. Huh. What was that? I don't like it. I think I need to just sit on my hands. You know, I've made four, so I don't necessarily have to take a trade today if I don't want to. ZB has a little more room to fall. Buying now isn't a terrible idea, but maybe a little early. See, they really seem to be trying to. You know, this is one of the ones that I find weird. Is like, it really makes me want to buy it right now. Like, they stopped at 04. I really like the VWAP bounce, by the way. But are they really picking up momentum and volume here as they've moved up? That really aren't. And the way that it's been trading today, I still really scared that they could just drop 2 or 3 ticks on a whim, you know? And given that we have some news in 5 minutes, why would they want to make a large move? So it may be the case that they are trying to trick me here. That's kind of what I feel like at the moment. It's a shame, you know, if I had caught that first trade that I didn't get filled on, I probably would stop trading at this point. Will they really undo the move that was caused by the news as if it was not such a big deal? I don't know. The thing, Lucas, is that that particular jobs number, it tends to move the market, but I've noticed that there is a tendency for other stuff to later come in and end up being more important than that. Because that number, let me rate it here for you. Estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. The data provides an early look at employment growth, usually 2 days ahead of the government released employment data that it's designed to mimic. The source changed the series calculation formula in February 2007 and December 2008 and now November 2012 to better align with government data. Okay? So it's like a front running number. The reason it's a big deal is because it tells us what the number on Friday might be. But the number on Friday is the one that really matters. And so my observation has been in the past, there's a tendency for that number. You get a big move off of that number, and then they decide that that doesn't matter. Okay, they're starting to build some volume here in ES at 28.15, below that previous node. And that whole buy has been flushed out. That little drop there was actually quite significant. But the timing is all wrong, I think. Look at the bids, though. They're giving us a very clear signal there. This, where's my, I moved where my thing was. This right here. That's thickened up significantly. I guess the E-mini is not to the low. Like the previous swing low was 28.10. If the E-mini was to turn around here at any spot, it would be, I don't think it would be very good for Treasuries. So certainly could have taken 5.5 though. And that's the other thing. 5.5 is not stacking. You guys have a good understanding of read the markets. I know nothing about this stuff. I'm only learning to read the flow. Should be more worried about learning all this. Well, it's all, yeah. I mean, the first thing is understand the order flow and have seen the order flow in different markets. I think now at this point, now that we've seen this super, super crazy stuff, oh, I should take a picture here. He was asking what was odd about those bids. This is open price 07. Yeah. Anyways, once you've seen all of the action, there's definitely the next thing is the seasonality of it, right? Because like I said, the thing that screws people, that I think screws traders up the most, is that they don't know when they have edge and when they don't. And so it turns into, okay, what do we know about this day and business and the economic numbers and the overall technical context and things like that? They can tell us things about what kind of action we're going to see, because it's really hard to know what kind of action we're going to see until it happens. And by then you're already in a position, and then you're saying, oh man, we're having a trending day when I was trading a range bound strategy, and you get it all wrong. If you haven't read Mind Over Markets or Markets in Profile, it'll blow you away how much those books help. I would agree with that. That is a really good book. Like, the thing is I don't think that there was anything in that book that I read that I didn't kind of already know about markets from watching it and kind of intuitively understood. But Mind Over Markets organizes all of that information in a way you almost start to try and organize the other information that you have in the same way. And once you've organized it like that, things become much more clear about um, what the potential setups are, you know? Okay, so here's the news. There's an iceberg at oh 07. I'm not surprised that there's an iceberg at oh 07 because it's the open price. So I haven't heard of this. Markets and Profile, is that one is not by James Dalton, is it? Or is that his second book? That's his second book, isn't it? Value-based power trading and trading in exchanges I had not heard of before. Okay. Lots of trade at oh 07. Mm, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but I would always rather it just keep ticking up, you know? And that's a decent amount being offered at oh 07. Not sure what to make of that. The E-mini is pushing down, but it's not giving quite the lift to treasuries that I would think. Mexican President Lopez Obrador says we're optimistic that agreement can be reached in trade talks in Washington today. Okay. Well, that's just the same headline that we had earlier. They're like, ah, guys, the market didn't hear us. Maybe we should put it out again. Before trading, I remember trying to read The Intelligent Investor. It was really slow and heavy. I have a book, man, I forget the name of it. I will come over and pull it out here in a second. But it was one that Futures Trader 71 recommended, and it was about risk. And I thought it was a really well thought out book because they go through and they start talking about the problems with risk management. And they're like, okay, you think that this is going to happen, and then this happens instead. And they go through all the different levels of the mind games, and you're reading this and you're like, yes, yes, this is exactly what happens to me all the fucking time, and it's so frustrating. And you're reading through it, and you want to read it so fast because you're like, does he have an answer to resolving this problem, to getting out of this problem? And then he gets to the end and it's like there isn't really actually a solution though. All you can do is look at what do I know about this market at this particular time that I can use to reduce my risk. And at that point it was like, for me at least, and I hope for anybody else reading that book, it's, you get the realization that nothing's perfect. You can just work with what you know, but the framework needs to be, what do I know that I can use to reduce risk, you know? Well, I don't like the way that they came down 2 ticks here like this. Oh, no, that was a good stack at 16.5. That was a good uptick. Um, is the 5-year gonna push up again? E-mini not being entirely clear about its intentions right now. They want to go lower. I think they want to go and push that, maybe the low of the day now, like 2806 could do. The way that we fell down there, I thought, um, the bids and offers weren't very reliable on it. So, I liked the one stack when we ticked up there, but I'm still not 100. I'm still not 100% comfortable with where it's at right now. You know, like I wouldn't be able to offer out at 07.5 and take a tick. The disconnect between the economy and stocks is at record highs, says Zero Hedge. Investors should continue to rebalance into a heavier value pro-cyclical tilt from current enormous overweight as the recession approaches and the Fed easing cycle begins, says Nomura. Okay, they did take it. It was an okay take. E-mini does appear to be going for lows now. You can see it's not incredibly stable. Okay. Okay, that's a good step up that we got there in the 5-year. They do seem to be. It looks like that the 10-year is lagging actually a little bit. Now that's curious as well. Why is the volume not coming into the 10-year? They just want to trade the 5-year that badly, maybe? Okay. So there's an iceberg at 08. The volume, by the way, I think is on this move up was pretty strong. Bull steepener is bad for trading ZN outright, yes. Okay, good stack on the uptick at 08. So this is weird. How come there's not any significant offers until 13.5? So I would have expected there to be one at 12. I would have expected there to be one there at 12, but there's not. Okay, there was the iceberg at 08. They got through it. Okay. Now they're starting to respond to moves in the E-mini a little bit more strongly. Ace is still short. Wow, dude. My hero. Good grief, dude. Fed's Bowman speaks at Senate banking nomination panel at 1500 BST. Okay, there's the 4. I don't know about this. I also see something at 10.5. I see a lot of possibilities here for where I could potentially take it off. So 10.5 was the opening move, 50% retracement. The 09.5 is the point of control. But there's also here at 12 is the last pivot or last swing. And then there is the targets above us at 13.5. Man, to make it up there again, the E-mini would really need to fall apart. The whole thing is that we've come back here uh, so much, you know? Well, that pulling is a little suspicious. Yeah. So that both the bid and the offer are pulling a lot. And we got news in 5 minutes is a good point, Uzi. Hmm. If you could please buy me out at '09, Mr. Market Maker, please. I would be very grateful. There was some buying there in the E-mini. They are turning there. Just a tad. I was so close to a fill at '09. I'm surprised that I didn't get filled. I'm not going to say like completely shocked, but yeah, but probably should have gotten filled there. It did trade '09 half, didn't it? It touched it. Market makers, three assholes in Amsterdam who love to juke the market. Is that what it is? I definitely, you've always seen like ranging behavior and stuff, but over the past few months, they have made it extremely obvious in the 10-year because it will tick up or down on only 1,000 for no reason. And it's like it's holding, and then all of a sudden it doesn't. And there's no reason for it. And then people get stopped out and you go, yes, the market maker is messing with us. Now, the problem I have with this one is I get into this situation again where if I get filled, do I really want to take it off? In this case, though, we're so close to the news that I really do want out. I really do. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business with you. Um, I'd be really happy if I just walked away. But let's see how this manufacturing number comes out, because manufacturing has been is an important component of this because the whole point of the tariffs is to improve manufacturing. Okay, 30 seconds. No, not 30 seconds. A minute and a half. Get out. I love it. Get to the chopper. I don't have a very good Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, there's a pretty big pull there. If I hadn't taken it at '09, I'd definitely be taking '09 half. I might not even be unreasonable to put a stop limit up in this. I don't think I want to risk that, but the only one big order that's really staying is this one that's been here for a while at 13. If they do buy like right off of the news and go through it, oh, now it's pulling. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, we're looking for 55 spot 6. Okay. Number must have been good because they moved down. 56 spot 9. So it was better than expected. Ugh. No thanks. Is John on vacation? Is that what's going on? He just sent me a really nice picture. He is like in Hawaii or something. Ace is out. You took out. Good job, dude. You know, if I make 8, that's a good day. I think that I may just quit there. We'll stick around for another 30 minutes, of course, but yeah, this is not. Is it just me or is ES unable to fill its gap? Oh, that's a good point, alligator. It says that it will be another short signal coming up. I don't think I want to participate in this market anymore. Costa Rica. Ooh. It looks very nice. Hmm. Yeah, I have really mixed feelings right now because I remember yesterday and I remember thinking, oh, I really should have pushed my edge more. But then that news, it was better than expected. We moved down. I'm seeing some volume appearing to try and move us up still. I see the E-mini trying to move down. I'm, you know, yeah. And the thing is the way that the volume happened off of that news doesn't really. I can't trade off of that flow. I think I would still like to buy. The thing is that they sold, but they didn't get below the VWAP, so that low still holds. We're ranging. Emini doesn't seem that impressed. I don't know. They sure love to fill the valleys. Yeah, there might be another trade in us, but it might be better for us to kind of wait for the trade that we took yesterday that Swisso was talking about, where if we get to the valleys like at '03 or at '08, and then if they start filling out '08, then I would want to buy again. IMF global growth slowdown may have bottomed out. What? GDP loss from US-China tariffs could reach 455 billion, larger than South Africa's. That's larger than South Africa's annual economic output. Okay, well they've gotten up to '08 awfully fast. Thank you. Okay. Well, I don't like to see me get filled and then immediately have it flip the level 2 flip on me. Yeah, that's bad. I think that I may just be that might just be it for me today. I keep saying that, but I want to click so bad. I keep thinking, oh, there's gonna be like another crazy freak out, and I want to be in that. But that's not behaving right for that right now. The treasuries, you just couldn't help yourself, right? Well, I did what I said I was going to do, right? I think I took it a little bit too early because I said, okay, if they get to '08 half and they start to fill it out, then I think I want to take it. And so I saw them buy '08 and sell it, and I saw I want to say 3 or 4 thousand contracts go through there, and it was still bid. And so I said, okay, I think that they are filling it out, so I want to buy it. I don't think I played it correctly. And then when I did get filled, it was a bad fill. I probably should have puked it right then and there for only one. But, you know, that one's super hard. I'm not gonna kick myself for that because that's hard to manage, right? Mm, but now that they're back to '04 half, now it's like maybe things are okay. Maybe they are really gonna sell it. I should change my little thing. We made 93.75. You addict. Yeah, oh, he is right. There's no more double boopy in CB. So much is traded up at 153.31. Well, it doesn't really speak very well that we're below that price, but it's not giving us the same read in the 10-year, is it? The 10-year here is awfully close to making it creating a new point of control at '05. They need another 3,000 contracts, so they clear that. Last time they worked their way into this level was the original Brexit vote, if memory serves. I don't know. IMF Chief Christine Lagarde says resolving trade tensions must be the immediate priority for the G20. That would be great. Listen, if we can resolve these trade tensions, I would be so happy. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They could maybe go lower. I guess something that I should have taken note of that might have been able to keep me out of that bad trade was that they really didn't stack very strongly off of that buy. Now, the split side of that is that they didn't really stack that strongly on the offer either. So we may just be balanced here. I don't know. Well, 3.5 goes. Well, one thing I can say is that for certain is that my new setup is a lot better. I got them started instead of doing the charts. I used the window. In fact, I'll show you here. I got the. That's what I've would have got up on my screen. There's just so much room. We'll see you on next Monday. Okay. Thank you for stopping in, John. I appreciate knowing. So I was wondering where he was. I don't. Maybe he told us and I just forgot. But why are they not giving me a number here? Um, hmm. The thing is that the transaction value in Bitcoin has increased substantially. If it maintains these levels, it's going to be more than double. So that is a good sign that maybe Bitcoin won't make a new low. But we'll see. All of that transaction might have been people getting out or moving stuff to sell. So you can't read that as completely good. Mm-mm. Interesting that the biggest thing on the DOM now was that 5 at 02. I don't think that that is indicative of particularly great trading setups, guys. John is no longer the trader he may have been. I don't know why you say that, but I say, John doesn't share his trades very much. I know that he does well in some spots, and when he has things that work well, so like we worked on an algorithm together, and he used a little bit, and it worked well for him. It's kind of like a discretionary thing, though. It's like you say, "I want to buy," and then when it gives a good spot to buy, then it takes it so that you get it fast. But when you go and you read his notes that he puts in every day and all that sort of stuff, man, he has such a good read on the volume profile from a day to day basis. would not ignore those. I would not ignore those levels. The way he trades is that, yeah, there is a thing to that the volume profile and the place that So one of the things that I did was yeah, the thing is I don't know if you how much you know about his strategy because, like I said, he doesn't tell us his exact entries. I kind of get an idea of where he gets his, are we going lower or higher from? But I that's about it. But so one of the things was like the bull bear zone. So I looked at it like, okay, mm, is there stuff that I can pull out of trading from the bull bear zone? And not as an entry, but there is definitely a statistical edge in there. It was like 65% actually. So like if they broke the high, you were extremely unlikely to close below the bull bear zone. I think was the statistic that I found that mattered. Um, and the way that he points out significant prices with like the single prints and all of those things that he looks at, man, I tell you what, I sure learned a lot from uh, listening to him. I still take my entries off of the order flow, but there's so much about what's going on in the market that I think I would miss if he hadn't taught me those things. Oh, are they going to try and move? Are they going to move below 127 again? I think at this point that's a strong possibility. You know what though? The 10 years is still trading around like it doesn't. Not very happy. Mm. You know what else? I That one bad trade that I took, that could have been way worse. So I think I'm happy that I realized that it wasn't going well and puked it quickly because that could have been 3 or 4. So I should look on the bright side of that one because I mean, geez, it was from '08. I mean, gosh, wasn't I mean, I don't know. I was taking kind of a spot that I'm not very familiar with, so I think that it's natural that I'm gonna get that read wrong a few times because I thought that they were starting to fill it out. They didn't. I think I get that we need to give it more time if we're saying that it's gonna fill out, right? Can't just see it trade 2 times and then be like, oh, okay, this is a long, because that was exactly the wrong spot to go. It fell back through, and frankly, you could have sold '07. Hmm. So the thing is that 127 even had been a difficult price for them for quite some time. They weren't able to get down there quite. Not on that run, at least. They did on the news, didn't they? Hmm. Oh, I saw it trade down there from the. Oh, that was where it was when I started the DOM. Hmm. It's not really giving me much of a. It still kind of looks like you could maybe buy it here, but it feels kind of fishy to me still. Yeah, see? E-mini seemed to like whatever happened there. They gonna... No, they're not going for O2 yet. Well, I can consider shorts. They're not getting too far away from that VWAP yet. I don't know. So the O2 was kind of the low point in the profile, and they bounced off of it again. Am I having... it looks like I'm getting a little bit of rendering lag here sometimes when it moves really fast. Should check here. Performance. I am using 12% CPU right now. Most of it is being used by day trader too. It's set to very high power usage. Is that, what did we change the update interval is 7? Curious. It's probably the Vista charts that probably are a lot of it. Because I don't see, it's saying, it's not showing me any GPU engine stuff. Is it drawing that completely with CPU? Well, if that's how they do it, they should fix that. They should change that. Well, about 7 minutes, so now I think that my opportunity to take a trade is gone. And it was the wrong way on the good trade, right? So, I don't know. Maybe being that wrong on something is maybe a reason to to stop today. Because I think that I made good progress. So they're back at 20 again. They're starting to stack now the other way. I'm tempted to sell 20 and try and buy it back at 127 even. Uptick there. Okay. Has Bitcoin done anything interesting throughout this session while they've tried to recover? The level 2 flipped around there really quickly. Ah, it's weird. That's fishy. I don't think I want to be involved in that. All right. I think I'm missing a few things. Oh, you know what? I need to do this. Today was the 5th. Yeah, there's second bids again. Some icebergs in the 30-year. Some icebergs in the 5-year. What's this one? 27. Well, I wouldn't put it past them to try and make a move to the open again. Central bankers guide market down in a controlled decline in order to avoid an uncontrolled crash. It's perfectly safe because they know what they're doing. That's from Sigma Squawk. A story. Retweeting somebody named Anil. Seems to me everyone's waiting for ES to fill this gap. Oil just went insane. Oh, well, it's 8:30. It's Wednesday. It's the EIA number or whatever it is, right? Crude oil inventories. Wow. Whoa. Six. Am I reading that right? Yeah, 6,700K versus minus 2,000K expected. So they had 8,000 more in inventory than they expected. That's going to really kill price, isn't it? The E-mini just had a big sell. What? Okay, that was wrong. I clicked it and it clicked almost immediately. They bid it up and my market order ended up going up at 6 instead of 5.5. That's never happened to me before. Hmm. I'm noticing this thing they're doing sometimes in the treasuries where the E-mini will make a move and they'll intentionally tick the treasuries the wrong way. Okay. That was a little bit of a fishy move there at 06. Yeah. Should clear up. Not a button I click very often in treasuries, but okay. So that one took a little bit of work. The E-mini seems to really be going though. They're filling that gap for sure. Strange Pluto 7. A little bit of fight. Stops at 07.5. What the heck? Okay. That should have been my signal out. Not that one down tick is like the end of the world, but huh. Hmm. Seems to be a real battle going on here, but I don't think it's a battle that I want to sit and walk through, read through. Man, uh, I totally fudged the exit on that. So I should have taken 07 when it was an iceberg. E-mini still looks kind of unhappy. Hmm. They want my order. They wants it bad. You made too much money today, Seth. Give it up. The thing that makes me mad is that I wanted to be long from 05 half and not from 06. I clicked on 05 half. It filled me at 06. There's some real selling at 28.06 there. They push through it. Okay. Nope, and then it fights back. The stack there. Suck. Hmm. Gold is booming? Okay, now that was interesting. That was a pretty aggressive stack at 05. But they filled him. E-mini appears to have held that spot, though. There's still some buying here. What's with this? Big seller. Hmm. Well, they got through it for a second and then they ticked back down again. Five-year ticked up. Well, shit. Okay, fine. Seems like a big buyer. Sorry to like a big seller. Should not have ignored that. That was a really costly mistake, man. It's crazy how quickly you can lose it, man. Oh, that just went down 2 ticks against me. Huh? I got out in the right spot. Well, you know what? We're having good action, so I think it was okay to take a trade there. It's not normal that we get this kind of trade at this time of day. Obviously, though, my read was wrong. Actually, no, I take that back. My read was right. My exit was wrong, and then I let it go way too far back. I should have puked that at the instant that it came to break even. This was the problem on that one. I suppose I could just do another little tester here. Because I think that the E-mini looks a little scary to me. No, they're still doing that same thing. Okay. Impulsion, welcome back. I'm actually just about to leave here, though. And, I didn't see Randy a few minutes ago either. Welcome back, Randy. I know I've seen you before, but it's been a while. Okay. Well, I'm happy. I'm okay with that. I took a trade up here from '06 to '07 and I got it, and then I didn't take it off and it came back too fast. Man, when these fall apart on me these days, they fall apart so quickly. There is definitely a big seller there. You see that? That's why I only took one, because I expected there to be another iceberg, and there was. Now, I don't know if that means that we're going to move lower or not, but I could probably wait another 5 minutes if we want. But I come out today with 4. That's fine. Mistakes were made. I always make mistakes, man. Every day I'm noticing lately, every day I come back and I'm like, if only this and only that. I have to just assume a certain number of mistakes and all this, I guess. So I could try taking the 1 here again. I don't know if they're actually going to buy into '05 enough to get you filled again. It's going to be a little sketchy. They're both kind of pulling though, so you might be able to do it. Hmm. 04 half goes offer and 04 pulls. Yeah, see? Glad I didn't do that one. And the E-mini appears to be catching the bid. So is it that they finally filled the gap and now they're going to buy? I don't know. I say today in Treasuries has been an incredibly volatile day. By the way, they did not make a new high in the 10-year. So, maybe that's why there's some heavy selling on the offer now. And this one that I took was a buy. Well, these two were buys that failed. If I had sold those, man. But those all came after that news, and that news pushed us down. So probably, yeah, probably shouldn't be buying. Mm-mm-mm. I guess maybe I should. You know what? It doesn't matter. I was thinking about it. Should I update the thumbnail? But like, I just don't care enough today. Today's not significantly enough different. And when you look back at the chart, it's kind of like, what? We spent time on both sides of the open and both sides of the VWAP today, though. So we're getting more rangy behavior. Okay, well, so it's coming up on time for me to go. Just a couple of reminders for you. If you haven't hit that like button, if you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend you subscribe and hit the bell icon so that when we go live every morning, YouTube will show that video to you first. And so it's a lot easier to find. So I know everybody says hit the bell icon, but there's actually a reason to do it for this channel. If you haven't visited Discord, I highly recommend. Discord is such a great resource, and that's the best way to chat when we're not on stream. And there's always activity there and activity in other instruments that I don't trade. So you should check out the Discord if you haven't done that. Check out the Patreon if you haven't done that. Well, actually, you should check out the Patreon either way, right? Because I post new thing every day. And I think that is pretty much. Oh yeah, I will leave a comment here after. I'm gonna wait and then come back to work, and I'll leave a comment. So I'd like to know how your day was. That's how we have our little chats afterwards. So some of you guys have been doing that, and it's been fun, and I think it's been useful to everybody. So that was a block buy at 04 half. Maybe somebody got fed up with it and said, "Nope, we buying this. We buying this." You know what though? I just said all of this stuff. At least the trend in yields is down. Well, I tell you what, today has just been an awfully difficult day. I did well overall. When you look at this, and of course I took those two trades that I don't think went very well, but let's just kind of call that all a wash. Still up +4, which is good. That's about what I want to come out with. But when I look at the action, there was so much action and so many trades I could have taken that I didn't. And I think that this action is just incredibly difficult because the market maker is letting it go all over the place, you know? And crude oil really took a dump there. That's probably part of why we saw that action that we did. Things are actually still. I think it's still worth a buy as long as we stay above 4.5. It does look like. Well, I'm still okay. So if they're able to take 0.4.5, maybe things are different now. There was a pretty, yeah, okay. Things are maybe a little bit different now. Because there's been this seller at 0.5. I would like to buy it here. It's, going into that lending close. I think here some people did go short. Um, the overall volume is still very much long through all of this. And so I think you have some good opportunity on the upside. There's another tick. But it's too late for me to take. I don't taking a trade at this time with 5 minutes before I really, really have to go is not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Still some good stuff. All right, so I will catch you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable, friends.